Well, it's happened again. I think we can officially say that Wall Street Bets Part 2 of the meme stock, AMC, Gamestop, BlackBerry, whatever one you want to choose is underway. Of course, the one that we're going to be focusing on today, in the most part, is going to be AMC, which, as of this moment, is up 102% just today at $65 per share, and the market is going to be closing in the next 20 minutes here, so we might see some more price action moving quite a bit as the market comes to a close. We'll just have to see. I'm not sure how long this video will take to record, but that's where we're sitting right now. So with that being said, why did this happen? Where are we going? And what are people saying about it? So let's kind of start with the first step here. Why did it happen? Everybody knew that, these shorts had to cover for AMC, and this was kind of the talk of everything going on back in January, beginning of February. And when that first explosion did happen, with Wall Street Bets kind of leading the way with GameStop, and of course some of these other ones followed, like BlackBerry, Nokia, and AMC, that is what people were hoping would happen. Of course, there was some market manipulation, things were stopping, people weren't able to buy, sell, different things like that. That's a whole different story. But it didn't quite happen. It partially happened, we should say. The price was moving, things were moving along, but it got caught prematurely because of some of those things that most people couldn't control. But that brings us to today. A lot of people ended up selling off. They thought it was over. They wanted to get out, try to minimize losses or take gains if they were in a place to take some gains. So that kind of was, all right, is it over? Did we have our fun? Did the big guys beat us and catch it quickly before too much else could happen? No one really knew. A lot of people were thinking that that was the end. But there were many, many people who were on Wall Street Bets, and eventually it spread so far that you didn't really have to be interested in Wall Street Bets to still be able to own one of these stocks and want to actually continue with this idea that eventually people will have to cover. These shorts will have to cover. The price is going to go back up and whatnot. So a lot of people kept holding through February, through March, through April, through May, and now we're in June. And of course, this kind of started at the tail end of May there. But people were holding, and alas, things are starting to move. So did it happen just because shorts are finally covering, or did it happen because people slowly build that momentum back up? No one really knows the true answer to that, and there's kind of a possibility that it's a mix of both. You had a little bit of momentum coming back with people building up the hype, and that actually made some people close out their positions, shorts had to cover, and the price goes up a bit, therefore further improving that hype that everybody has on social media, thinking this is it again, and therefore the price goes up, and that makes people want to go in because now they're, they have FOMO, and they're freaking out about missing out. So there's a little bit of factors of both that could be happening. It's unlikely that one thing was the sole cause of such an explosion, especially when we're seeing the price at 100% in one day at $64 now per share on AMC. That is not ever going to happen just by one thing happening. That has to have a lot of factors coming together to make it work. Now, I just want to have a conversation about it today. Of course, I'm not an expert, but I am informed, and I'm someone who really likes to take interest in all these different matters, and I'm learning more every day. So we're just going to have fun talking about it, talking about some of the possibilities, but I'm not an expert. We're just going to, go through the different things that have come up and see where we land. So with that being said, the hype is absolutely an important factor in this, but it also is kind of a warning in many senses as well, because there's a general rule that says, when the taxi driver starts asking you about XYZ, it's already too late. So that's kind of the stage we're getting to again, is, with everybody in their right mind is talking about it, not everybody can win, right? Everybody can't just make $100,000 by putting in $1,000, right? So you have to be careful. I'm not saying it's over. No one knows if it's over. It could crash back down to $20 tomorrow. It could go to $100. That is genuinely where we're at right now. But you do have to think about that side of it as well. Unfortunately, not everybody can win. So you have to think, is it now too late to make big plays for big gains? You have to keep that in mind. I am personally just going to be watching this one for this time. I have other plays that I enjoy watching right now and being a part of. But for me personally, just full disclosure, I'm just going to be watching this as of right now. Who knows, maybe that'll change in the next few days as I keep watching the trends and what is happening. But I'm just going to be enjoying the show and seeing what happens because of that exact realization that if everybody's talking about it, it might be just too late already now. But while we're at it, let's actually mention some of these other ones as well. So BlackBerry, for example, did I even mention that earlier? I don't remember. But BlackBerry is also up at 31% today. And if we look at the last week, 56%, and it's sitting at $15 per share. Now, this is actually still well below what it reached in that late January phase. It got up a little bit higher even, but what the chart shows is about $25 per share. So we're still at 15. You know, if we're talking about getting back to that height, we got a long way to go there. GameStop, on the other hand, is actually moving again as well, up 14%, but it has been moving a little bit more consistently over the last month or so. We're up 60% in the last month, 132% in the last 3 months, although in a few days it will look a little bit different because there was a nice spike there before. But GameStop is moving as well, and again, if you look at the maximum in the late January phase, again, the chart will tell you that it's about, $347, but we've seen it hit $500 per share. So at $283 currently, there's a lot of room to get back to that all-time high if that's where, you know, the masses think it's going. Because remember, the hype factor is a huge part of this. And if the hype factor is all thinking, oh, we can blast past those all-time highs for BlackBerry 25, for GameStop 350, 500, whatever you want to talk about there, there's a lot of room to go. So people are going to still be very motivated to get it past that point, just like we've seen AMC now blast past its high of that January phase. So that's where we're at. A lot of it is just, you know, things coming together at the right time, the right moment. There's not one sole piece that's making this happen. I would love to know what you guys think in the comments down below. Why do you think this is happening now? After all these months, people holding, why now is it the time for some of these stocks to be blowing up again? Do you think it's primarily because shorts are actually covering finally? Do you think it's because of social media driving that price? Or do you think it's something else? You know, some big players buying a lot, probably not volume-wise, but, you know, that's always a possibility as well, at least certainly a factor. So let me know what you think. But overall, it's just important to always make your own plays based on what you can afford to lose. You don't want to be losing money due to a meme stock. Trust me, there's not going to be a worse feeling than that, getting sucked into something and then losing it all just because it was based on hype and kind of a random factor, you know. So if you want to play with money that you can afford to lose, that's when it's something to think about. Otherwise, don't think about it. Just be smart, sit on the sideline, or just go invest your money into something more stable. But of course, this isn't financial advice. You have to make your own opinions at the end of the day. That's just my personal opinion. One thing is very important to note, though. As I've said probably 3 times in this video, the power of the masses on social media and the general person is very important now. And we, I think, can say officially, no matter what happens, we can officially stand up to those big players, those hedge fund managers, all these people as individuals coming together. We've seen it twice in a row now. Whatever the factors may be, the masses are important, social media is important. So going forward, it's going to be something very important to think about with future plays, with stocks, even other than AMC, GameStop, whatever new ones pop up, you can't disregard it as an opportunity, because if everybody is on board and if everybody is realizing the same things, it can happen. Even with the market manipulation that we've seen, those things that everybody is calling out, it doesn't matter. Part 2 is here now. It's been a few months. The people that held strong are really going to be enjoying those gains and feeling like they were right, because they were. So just keep that in mind. Things could be changing. Things have been changing. And now I think this second run is really solidifying that fact. So it'll be fun to watch. We're going to continue watching this throughout the week. Maybe I'll make another video in the next couple of days, depending on what happens. But it's been a lot of fun. If you guys did enjoy the video, please do subscribe and drop a like on this video as well. I'd appreciate it. And follow me on social media. I do want to become more active there, but I've been a little bit low. But I think it's better to not post a lot than to overpost a ton and annoy people. So that's that, guys. We'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching, and peace out.